Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi. I'm Tiffany, and welcome to the Tiffany Club, where we are rediscovering some of the greatest classic films throughout history. Today, we are starting our Christmas series with the film Remember the Night. Before we jump in, I would like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your continuous support of the channel. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, the link is in the description box below. Remember the Night was released in 1940, directed by Mitchell Leisen, or Leeson. I don't know how you say that, so I apologize if I'm saying it wrong in advance. Starring Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray, with other notable performances by Beulah Bondi, Elizabeth Patterson, Willard Robertson, and Sterling Holloway. Okay, at this point, we are going to get into some historical background. For those of you who want to jump right onto the film reaction, go for it. But for those of you who want to stay, we're going to get right into it. The screenplay for Remember the Night was written originally by Preston Sturges. This was director Mitchell Leisen's second time directing a Sturges screenplay. So this project was in production for less than 2 months, and it actually finished 8 days ahead of schedule and $50,000 under budget, which is really good. Now, though Remember the Night didn't receive any Oscar nominations, it still was received generally well by audiences and critics alike. A lot of people really liked this movie. Alright, on to some interesting facts. Now, this was the first of 4 films starring Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray in the 2 lead roles. And one we've seen on the channel, Double Indemnity. If you haven't checked out that video, it is fantastic. The whole film was great. So check that out when you get a chance. This film was later adapted twice into a radio play. Once starring both Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray as their roles in the film, and the next time starring Jean Arthur in Barbara Stanwyck's role, which I think is kind of cool. With that being said, I'm so excited to get into this movie, but before we do, y'all know the deal. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. Alright everyone, it is time to grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's get in to Remember the Night. I cannot wait to see Stanwyck and MacMurray in this. Their chemistry in Double Indemnity was fantastic, so to see them again, I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Could I see that one down there, please?
Why, yes, indeed, madam. By all means.
Uh-oh. Straight up left with that jewelry on her wrist. Love how she just straight up dipped. She didn't even ask questions. Oh, she tried to pawn it. She tried to pawn it and he caught her. Oh, man.
The bracelet was removed during a temporary loss of will and consciousness, formerly known as hypnotism.
Is he really trying to claim hypnotism? Really? That's terrible.
The great central stone flashes blindingly in her eyes. Where is the shop? Where is the light she is under? What is she doing on Fifth Avenue?
Look, the jury is just eating it up. Wow. Eating up everything he says.
Fear turns her legs to lead. Buyer and company have closed for the night. What was she to do?
I feel like he should change his career to an actor.
Where will I get the money to go to Long Island and tell Mr. Meyer what happened? A nice, cozy pawnbroker. I've got the thief what robbed Meyer and company. The defense rests.
I would be just like enthralled with everything he's saying. I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. It's plausible.
State asked permission to reopen the case for the purpose of allowing the testimony of Dr. Kindness, and further request that a continuance be granted till after the Christmas holidays when he will be available.
Didn't pay off, sir. Your performance did not pay off.
The defendant will remain in custody, subject to giving a $5,000 bond. Court is adjourned. A very Merry Christmas to you all.
And I don't want to spend Christmas in jail. Please don't let them do that.
That's a terrible thing to look forward to after your Christmas vacation. Going back into court. That sucks.
How much will you charge for 5,000 bail to January 3rd?
For a friend of yours? Not a red Samoa. How soon do you want her out?
Right away.
She's out.
It's kind of cute that he bailed her out. But he also prolonged her court session, so that's kind of annoying.
Well, what are you doing here?
I don't know yet, but I've got a rough idea. Now what do I have to do for her?
Well, for one thing, you might say thank you, but if that doesn't fit in with your plans, I skip it.
The prosecutor on her case, bailed her out of jail, which is strange, but then obviously you can tell that they're going to fall in love, right? So he kind of starts to fall in love with her. So I feel like that's kind of a conflict of interest, but that could just be me.
I suppose you do this with all the lady prisoners?
Oh, my, yes. My life is just one long round of whoopee.
Good.
I'm going to try my best to put you in jail for a good long time. But you haven't been convicted yet, so I don't see why you shouldn't enjoy Christmas like the rest of us.
I love how casually he says that. He's like, I'm going to try and get you in jail the next time I see you in court.
You mean you want me to go?
Well, yes.
Oh, I had a room in a hotel, but they locked me out.
How much do you owe at the hotel?
$126.40.
I feel like a little bit this film has a very screwball-y vibe to it, but you can tell at this point that cinema is kind of starting to change. I kind of like how you see that evolution of cinema a little bit there. It's really cool.
Well, come on, I'll buy you that Christmas dinner I cheated you out of, and maybe we can figure out something.
Somebody has to do the dirty work. Just too bad it had to be somebody as nice as you.
I don't know who the casting director was on this film, but whoever this person was just saw them and was like, yes, they work together, they fit together. Kudos to the casting director.
Supposing you were starving to death, and there were some loaves of bread out in front of a market.
What'd
Would
you
you
do?
swipe one?
You bet I would.
I'd have a 6-course dinner at the table d'hote across the street and then say I'd forgotten my purse.
I like the conversation about good and bad and what is good to some people and what's bad to some people, you know? Very cool.
Hello, Jack. How are you? This is John Sargent.
Oh, how do you do?
How do you do? This is Mr. Harold.
I'm
glad
so
to see
sorry,
you,
Jack.
Judge.
We must hurry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Wait, that was the judge, wasn't it? Oh, no. I wonder what he thinks. Like, oh, you're out to dinner with her? Wait a second. Aren't you the prosecutor on her case or the district attorney?
Why did you have them play this piece?
Because that's where I'm going.
Are you a Hoosier?
Sure. Wabash, Indiana.
Wabash, Indiana. No wonder I liked you. I'm from Miltonville.
Well, darn, they're both from Indiana. Look they already have so much in common. I already like the warmth that he's showing towards her.
How would you like to go home for Christmas? I could drop you off on the way and pick you up on the way back. Blairsville. That way.
Are you sure?
No.
No. Let's just start driving and see where we go. Definitely getting some, It Happened One Night vibes. Like they're on a journey together and they're falling in love. I don't know. That's what it feels like, though.
Hey, maybe we better take a snooze and then try it again, huh?
Oh, yes, I think that would be a lovely idea.
Now, is this better than jail or isn't it?
I'd almost forgotten I was going to be in jail.
Just when we thought everything was going to be sweet, we forgot that she has to go back to court after Christmas.
I hope my mother will be glad to see me.
Of course she'll be glad to see you.
Wake up.
Look who's here.
Oh! Say, how'd you like some nice milk for breakfast?
He's about to straight up milk a cow. For breakfast? Okay.
Now, come on, boss. All we want is about a pint.
How's it coming?
Oh,
What did you say?
She wants to be coaxed. Oh, here. Hold still, boss.
I love when actors get to interact with animals in films, just because you kind of get a sense of the person, like the actual actor, when they're kind of interacting with the animal. It's very subtle, but I love watching him.
Look at your hat.
What's the matter? Oh, that's not funny. That's the only hat I've got that matches this dress. Oh.
Good morning.
What are you doing on my property?
The hell? It's like, as a shotgun. He's like, what are you doing on my property?
I'm a citizen of the United States. You're under arrest.
Can he do that?
Unfortunately, you can. What'll we do, walk?
We'll ride. Open that rumble seat.
Open it yourself.
Oh man, now they've been arrested. How are they gonna get out of this one?
What's the charge, Hank?
Trespassing on posted property?
What's your name?
Mary Smith,
Occupation?
bubble dancer.
What's your name?
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. They got the right one too, because I mean he's a freaking attorney, so he can defend himself.
I was trying to give you a fair trial. When they give funny names like Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, you may think you're dealing with rubes.
Fire! She started a fire to try to get out of the situation. Now they're fugitives of the law.
We'll keep on going straight ahead?
No, you turn left at the next corner. It's about a mile the other side of the tracks. I'm getting scared.
No.
She hasn't seen her family in a while. I think it was a really sweet gesture for him to kind of drop her off, and also kind of a sweet way to spend more time with her and get to know her more, you know?
Doesn't Mrs. Malone live here anymore?
I guess you mean my wife.
Merry Christmas, Mama.
She's like, get out. Look, that's what her face is saying. I kind of got Psycho vibes for a second, like the shadowy figure of a woman for just a split second.
What'd you come here for? What do you want?
I don't want anything, Mama.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I said the day she left. Never doing what she was told till she winds up stealing, as I always said she would.
He, like, doesn't even realize what he walked into, this entire family drama.
I don't want to rush you, but we've still got 50 miles to go. Don't you think we'd better be on our way? It's been very interesting meeting you, Mrs.
The name doesn't concern you.
It certainly does not.
I'm sensing a lot of the queen energy, the powerful woman energy. Okay, I see you, boo-boo.
And how much I hate her. That's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? She was always so right and I was always so wrong. Thank you for getting me out.
I really like how they used lighting to really set the tone, the darker tone of that scene. Very cool.
You won't make me stay in Eltonville.
No.
You'll find me a room
No,
someplace
he
else.
won't.
I will.
Oh my God, I love him.
You mean you're taking me home with you?
Sure, why not?
I really love his character and how sweet he is towards her, because he doesn't have to be, you know?
There he is. Go. Emmy, he's here.
Come on, Emmy.
You can tell their upbringing based on their characters. I think that really shows the level of skill in the writing, for sure.
We expected just 6. You didn't have an accident, did you?
Well, no, you
Who's
see...
that?
Mother, Aunt Emma, Willie, this is Miss Leander, who's come to spend Christmas with us.
It's a woman. He brought a woman home. This movie kind of reminds me of The Proposal a little bit.
He really plays very well when you consider the size of his hands. Bring the popcorn with it.
Down upon the Swanee River.
After, watching this gorgeous man play the piano and serenade you with his voice, how could you not fall in love with him, you know? That would be it for me. I'd be done. I'd be like, yep, that's it.
I can play a piece.
I can sing the end of A Perfect Day.
Willie.
To the end of a perfect
Okay, Willie, I see you, boo-boo.
day.
I love how this is, not a typical family where you see, a mom and a dad. It's, kind of a unique family, but there's still so much love, and you feel that through the screen.
Land's sakes, Charles, you want to catch pneumonia? I think you better have a hot water bottle, too. You look a little peaked.
Maybe she's never been shown this kind of compassion and love in her life, and maybe it's kind of overwhelming her, you know? I don't know. She looks sad, though.
I don't know whether I should tell you this or not, but I don't like to bring somebody under your roof without you knowing exactly who she is. Unfortunately, she's a crook.
If she did take anything, I'm sure it was entirely by mistake.
Entirely by mistake. It was definitely on purpose. I have a feeling that she's going to try and run away. I don't know why. But I mean, where would she go, you know? I don't know.
Well, I haven't even started that bottle you gave me last Christmas.
Jack Sargent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
That's the latest, Willie.
Oh, Willie. Oh, I love Willie. He's so sweet. It feels like that's just so perfect for his character.
Is there something to wear?
You wait and see.
Oh, a sweater, huh? You knit it yourself? Oh, thanks, Mother. That's swell.
That is so sweet. What a lovely little Christmas movie.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, no. You shouldn't have gone to all this trouble. It's so pretty.
Made from some scraps and things that I've accumulated through the years.
They didn't need to get her a present. They didn't even know she was coming. Yet, they still included her in their family tradition. I think that's so, wholesome and so heartwarming. Wow.
Tomorrow, the young people are going to have a treasure hunt, and the day after that is New Year's Eve. This year, we're going to have an old-fashioned barn dance like the Hicks were supposed to be.
Who knew a film that had crime in the beginning could be so wholesome, you know?
When I was young, we thought 19 was big. Now, it takes a little pulling, but it can be done. Now, how does that feel?
Tight. Ooh, corset tightening. No. I'm good. Her torso is really just in there.
Dance is not going to run away before
Oh my
we
God,
get
he's gonna
there.
see her and think
Well, I
she's
just didn't want me to
gorgeous.
miss it. Gosh.
This film really gives us time to see their relationship kind of develop. And I love that it gives us that time to really see them start to fall in love with each other.
They'd have awful cute babies.
Jack isn't in love. Where did you get such an idea? I'm not going to tell you why or anything, but they just can't be, that's all.
I hope the mom is not judging her because she like did a crime. Oh, because I really love how everyone's bonding, but I understand at the same time.
I now have the honor to wish you a Happy New Year!
Ooh, and we got a kiss. Oh, yes. That was fantastic.
I'll have your breakfast at 7:15. Happy New Year.
Good night.
Night.
Ellie. Good night. Good night, dear. Get a good rest.
Oh my God, I love this. What a gem. What a gem of a movie. To all of you who recommended it, I mean, 10 out of 10 for you.
You sleepy?
Not very.
You want to come in my room and have a cigarette?
Sure do. Absolutely.
Well.
Let's go. I feel like that's a little modern. I don't know, maybe just me. Like a woman going into a man's room after hours for a cigarette? I don't know.
I'm sorry to disturb you, dear, but I know how rushed you're going to be tomorrow morning. I want to tell you how sorry I am that you're in trouble. Did Jack ever tell you anything about his childhood?
She's gonna like guilt trip her in a nice way, not in like a rude way, but I feel like he's gonna be like, she's gonna like guilt trip her.
He worked his way through law school.
I don't see why anything should spoil it for him, do you?
He's in love with you.
Oh, he isn't in love with me.
He's in love with you. Like you can't be mad at her because you know exactly where she's coming from as a mother.
And even if he was, I wouldn't hurt him or you, Aunt Emmy, or even Willie.
You do love him, though.
I'm afraid so.
I'm afraid so. Why is it that it's just the lines whenever somebody is asked to confess their feelings, there's always just a witty line.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, you're quite welcome, dear, and come back whenever you can. Are you going by way of Scranton or Pittsburgh?
To Canada!
Oh.
This is a flawless screenplay. I mean, just in terms of character relationship development and the way that characters interact with each other, I mean, it's a flawless screenplay.
You know something?
What?
You're in Canada now. If you didn't want to go back tomorrow, I couldn't make you. Did you hear what I said?
I heard you.
No, she has to do the right thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting lost with you in Canada, but she has to do the right thing.
You know I love you, don't you?
Oh my God. Say it again.
Don't say that.
Why shouldn't I say it? You love me, don't you, Lee? Suppose that's why you've looked at me the way you have and danced with me the way you did and kissed me the way you did.
The chemistry is popping out of the screen. I'm slowly falling in love as they're falling in love. And that is exactly what you want from a romantic film. This is fantastic. Wow.
Mother's been talking to you, hasn't she?
Why
yes,
shouldn't
she has.
She's got
Absolutely.
something to be proud of. You've got to be proud and think about it, too, instead of telling people to jump bail and...
He just grabs her and kisses her. Oh my God, I love this. He's in love with you, babe. And there's nothing that is going to tear him away from you now.
I wish the case was over and you'd been acquitted.
You shouldn't have had it postponed.
If I hadn't, I wouldn't have met you. So the case is over and you've been acquitted. We march right into the judge's chambers and have him marry us.
I love the lighting here, too. It kind of adds an element of mystery because we can't really see their faces.
You're crazy, Jack.
No, I thought it was all settled.
That was in Niagara Falls. People aren't responsible for what they say in Niagara Falls. This is New York. This is today.
Look at the way he's looking at her. It's like nothing else matters. Like everything I could want from a romantic Christmas movie, I got in this movie.
You wouldn't do anything to make them acquit me, would you?
What could I do? Well, driver, stop at the next corner, will you, a minute? Everything's going to come out all right.
Also, after watching Double Indemnity, to see them kind of have this romantic relationship and be able to kind of live in that, it's really satisfying. It's very satisfying.
I tell you, I did see them. Dancing in a cafe. 2 hours after he was prosecuting her in this very court. Why, I stood as close to them as...
You forget that you're an old man.
He's like, but I swear I saw them. We saw that he saw them, but we can't talk to this man.
I tell you, he wouldn't throw a case if he were trying his own brother.
Not if you were in court, he wouldn't.
All right, then I'll listen from here.
That's all I wanted.
I don't know. People do stupid things when they're in love.
You said that you were hypnotized at the time you left the jewelry store and walked up Fifth Avenue.
Well,
Did you or didn't you? Are we to understand then that you and your lawyer do not agree exactly as to what happened?
He is such a good actor. It's just such a treasure to watch him in action. I love it.
Were you hypnotized or weren't you?
I guess I was hypnotized.
You guess you were hypnotized. First you suppose you were hypnotized, and now you guess you were.
How many times have I told you when you're working with a woman?
He's doing it on purpose to get her acquitted. Oh my God.
Will you kindly answer my question and not keep us waiting here all day?
I just want to plead guilty.
My child, why do you want to plead guilty?
Because I am guilty.
I wonder why she turned herself in, because it looked like she realized that he was trying to, throw the case.
The prisoner is remanded to the city jail.
Do you know what you've done? Do you realize it can't be undone? Do you think I'm going to stop loving you just because they lock you up with a bunch of hikers and hobbits for a few years?
No, he's gonna keep loving you. Oh my God, please let this have a happy ending at least.
If you still wanted me afterwards, I'd be all square, and you would have had plenty of time to think things over. Will you stand beside me and hold my hand when they sentence me?
Don't let it end like this, come on. I at least want to know how long she gets. Do we at least get that?
I love you so.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that was so good. The ending didn't even bother me that they didn't have that happy ending that we wanted, you know? Wow, that was a freaking gem. I can't believe how much I really enjoyed that film. The chemistry between McMurray and Stanwyck. This is, like I said, their first film together. So, and I feel like the chemistry just builds on itself, especially with working so much together. So yeah, that was such a fantastic movie. Guys, thank you so much for recommending it. I wish I could name all of you who did recommend it, but y'all know who you are. Thank you guys so much. I think overall, I'm going to give this one a 10. I think I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It was really such a gem. Thank you guys so much for watching it with me. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. As always, if you liked it as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. If you'd like to see this film's full reaction, it is up on Patreon, available to our Golden Oscar patrons. And in the next video, we are continuing our Christmas series with the film Shop Around the Corner. I'm so excited to watch this film because, again, James Stewart is in it, and any James Stewart film is absolutely my favorite. So if you haven't seen The Shop Around the Corner, then I highly suggest that you watch it either in its entirety or just check a quick synopsis of it online. Then come back with all of your movie facts and your movie insights, and we're going to talk about it in the comment box below. If you have a recommendation for any classic Hollywood films, go ahead and check out that recommendation form. It is in the description box below. Guys, this is always so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays. Please stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye, everyone. Guys, just in advance, I do have a fan running in the room. It is quite hot in here, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. But it is stifling in here, and I needed to put a fan in. Okay. Lord help me, because I'm gonna mess this whole thing up. I literally wrote this tonight. This was Director Mitchell's. Wow, I'm so tired. It's so late. Okay. And this is the second film that Mitchell Leeson directed of Sturgis's screenplays. I didn't like that. Let's try that again. What was I doing?